Hello and welcome to our screencast for our rising sixth graders. I'm sure this is an exciting time for you as parents and students to be thinking about your upcoming year as a middle schooler. And this screencast is intended to give you a little bit of clarity on what exactly that will look, sound, and feel like. My name is Eric Lowe. I am the assistant principal here, and I am pleased to welcome you on behalf of all of our staff to Valley View Middle School and next school year. A few things that you'll see in this screencast. First off, number one, welcome. Two, we'll look at what a day might look like in middle school for you with some sample schedules and give you an example of some supports you'll have, especially as the year starts. We'll review some information around registration where you get to pick your classes and then make sure everyone understands some important upcoming events that you'll experience as you get ready to become a middle schooler. First off, about Valley View, we have just about 1,000 students, approximately 60 teachers, over 100 total staff when you include all the clerical, lunch, security folks that are here to support you as a student, and over 80 course offerings when you think about the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade class options that you'll have. What will my day look like? Well, here's a few things that you'll experience as a sixth grader that are designed to support you. First off, we have a unique schedule the first days and week of school to make sure that all sixth graders are onboarded into the middle school culture and climate at Valley View as smoothly as possible. So don't worry if you're feeling stressed about anything. There's a group of eighth graders in our WEB program, which stands for Where Everyone Belongs. And these are students that will be mentors for our sixth graders that will be part of that transition, providing some team building, some culture building, and making sure that students know who they can access for help and support. All sixth graders that are traditional language students will have a class in their schedule called Middle School Skills. This is a class that is designed to help you as a student understand the organizational and study skills that you will need to be successful in middle school and beyond. Our students that are part of our extended French program will receive these skills in their social studies class. There'll be other academic supports and various supports throughout the year that are there to make sure that you as a student have all the things you need to make sure that you're challenged academically, but also supported through the year. A couple of items that you'll also notice around safety and security. There's a safe, secure entrance at door 1 of our middle school once the school day gets started, and we have different protocol and policies that we'll practice to make sure that everybody's feeling physically and emotionally safe. There's also an entire staff devoted to supporting you as a student. There are 2 counselors. There is a social worker and a school psychologist, and in particular, this individual who is circled, Mrs. Brandt, who is our 6th grade counselor, that are people that are here to support as well. And we'll also be teaching about shared values and beliefs, like our I-CARE values that stand for integrity, compassion, courage, commitment, appreciation of diversity, and responsibility, where we're teaching you about the rules, the expectations, and the norms that we have as a middle school. And one that I'll mention right now is we are a school that asks students to have phones put away from the beginning to the end of the school day to make sure that we're focused on our learning. You'll also have advisory at the start of every day. Advisory is like a homeroom or a home base that will be you and the same teacher and the same students throughout the year. And it's to start the day on purpose because it allows you to get grounded for the day. It's kind of like morning meeting that you might have in elementary school and go over important announcements, do different activities, but they'll also be learning around social emotional skills as things come up for you as a student and us as a building that help us grow our culture and make sure everyone's doing well. You'll be part of a team at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. That means that you're going to share with other students the same language arts, reading, science, social studies, and math teachers. There are 2 teams in 6th grade. They're Team Itasca and Team St. Croix. And so you will only have half of the teachers for those classes, and they'll only have half of the students. This helps shrink the school to make sure that you are getting the support that you need, that you know your teachers very well, and that your teachers know you very well. So expect to hear about Team Itasca and Team St. Croix. There's also going to be a variety of classes that you experience as a 6th grader, some of them core, some of them exploratories, and some of them electives. So we'll talk about the difference. Core classes are the classes that you have to take, and they focus on core academic skills, such as math, where there are 3 different types of math that you might take, science, social studies, and language arts and reading. There are also exploratory classes that are required, but are designed to help you dabble in different activities or different things where you learn about your passion, your interests, so that you can develop those. PE is an exploratory for 6th graders, a class that you're required to take. Each student will take a semester of art, as well as a semester of FACS, Family and Consumer Science. And then each traditional language sixth grader will take middle school skills. You also have electives where you get to pick. If you're a traditional language student, you can pick one of our 4 languages that you'd like to engage in: Chinese, French, Latin, or Spanish. You will pick a music that you'd like to engage in: band, choir, orchestra, or world of music that's non-performance, where students simply study music. And then lastly, if you could pick a STEAM class, such as Intro to Engineering or Media Arts. If you're interested in learning any more about any of those classes, there's a course guide on our website that you can access to read more about them. I want to take a minute now and talk about our schedule looks and sounds like, because it's a lot different than elementary school. In our typical schedule, we have A days and B days. On an A day, you do half of your classes. On a B day, you do the other half. So for instance, if you have math on an A day, you will not have it on a B day. You'll also notice that there are different lengths of classes. If you see here in these green circles, this first class that this student has is an A day, and it takes place during periods 1 and 2. So that is called a block. We combine the number 1 and 2, each of them being 40 minutes. So the student in this schedule has a 1-2A class that is a block. You notice in the bottom right-hand corner, they only have 1 period, which is a 40-minute class called a skinny. So we have blocks and skinnies. If we look at what a schedule might look like for a traditional language student, and we've circled those classes, we see that they have core classes throughout their morning on both A day and B day. Language arts is their 1-2A class. So that is an 80-minute block. Science is their 3-4A class. That's also a block. You notice on B days, they would then have reading and then social studies and math, all of them block classes. If you look at the green circles, those are exploratory classes that are all skinnies, or 40 minutes. In this instance, this student would have a 6A class on A days during 6th period that's called middle school skills or middle school essentials. They would have an 8A class that is art for one semester, FACS for another, and they would have a 7B class that is PE. So on B days, they would have one of their exploratories. And then we look at the students' elective classes. They would have chosen Latin as a world language, and they would have that 5A as a skinny. They chose Intro to Engineering as a skinny for 7A, and then they chose choir as a skinny for 8B. This would make up a traditional language schedule, or a possible traditional language schedule for a 6th grade student. If you are an extended French student, I'm going to walk through what those schedules look like. If you are not an extended French student, then just ignore these and don't be confused by them. But for our extended French students, they will be replacing social studies with extended French social studies, which means social studies content but in French. And they will also lose their world language, the skinny, as well as middle school skills, and replace that with their extended French language arts, which is essentially their French world language as a block. So this would be what an extended French schedule might look like. If you have any questions about these, no worries, we will get into them as you get closer to the school year, and for sure as we kick off the school year. A couple of things to think about as registration happens. There are 3 steps for you as an incoming 6th grader to register. The first one is to learn with a parent or guardian about the classes, which you're doing right now. The second one is to fill out our pre-registration Google form, and that is all you need to do as an incoming 6th grade student. Lastly, you can review that because you'll receive a summary email that will be sent to yours and a parent or guardian's email address to illustrate the choices that you selected, ensure for accuracy with those. But we will be inputting those classes from that Google form into our system on your behalf. There's no need for you to do anything other than that Google form at home. So a few things that you should notice is you should have received a registration guide from your teachers, your 5th grade teachers. You can also access it via our website at the link below. And when you get to our website, if you click on Learning and Course Registration, it will pull up a variety of materials that you can access as well, such as our registration resources, which are screencasts that teach you more about the various aspects of middle school and Valley View that you might want to understand. As we approach you becoming a 6th grader, in the spring, you'll have 5th grade visits that are scheduled for you to visit Valley View with your elementary school. Schedules will be released in mid-August with the course selections that you've made. We also have something called Get Connected Day that will occur in mid-August as well, where you get your picture taken, you can walk the school, set up your locker. All of these things can be done a couple weeks before school gets started so you feel ready to go. And then lastly, we'll have our first day of school coming up towards the end of August. We are so excited to have you as a sixth grader here at Valley View. We hope this screencast has been helpful. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to myself or another staff member or our main office, and we will be eager to answer them and to support you. But we look forward to having you as a student here with us next year.